Okay. Okay. Let's figure things out. Per usual. Oh, I did not mean to click that button. Okay, let me go. Oh, let me turn my brightness down. That helped a ton last time. My channel. My live stream. Let me put my... Okay. Let me get my... Okay, let me get this. Pull it up. And I'm hoping I can hear myself, because let me see. Okay, I can hear myself. Perfect. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm just trying to like do my normal figuring out what in the world is happening. I swear, the last 2 lives I've done, every time I turn the live on, my cats have to go digging to China. I don't understand. It's been like the last 2 times, and I just don't know what I did to deserve this. Let me post this. I'm not gonna be able to post it on my Instagram because I don't know how to do that. Okay, girlfriend, we are digging. Okay, let me pull it up on my computer so I can like actually read everyone's things, because it's so hard. Like, I have 20/20 vision, but I'm like, I can't see on my phone. All right, hello everyone. Good evening. I hope you guys have been having a great day today so far. It took me longer to get everything set up and just like get in my house because it's been raining here, and first off, I do not do well with rain. I think what most people would consider, I have I call it high functioning depression. So when I get in these rainy days especially, I just tank so hard. So I was already having a rough day. And then it's just been dreary and rainy and just like gross. And my horse yesterday decided to like whack himself on a gate. So his leg was swelling up. And so I like was trying to wrap his leg, and he sat there and ran for me the whole time. So I don't it was just been long. Well, congrats, Heather. That's amazing. What was your bestseller? Because I know it changes. And on one of the Facebook groups I'm in, somebody was like asking me today about like Christmas markets and what they should bring for Christmas markets. And I told them to just bring normal stuff, because I don't even know if I've sold any Christmas stuff. Well, I take that back. Last week I sold a Christmas, was it last week or the week before? I don't know. I sold a Christmas turtle, but I actually have just like been giving away my Christmas stuff because it's not selling. So, wow, that's amazing. Okay, I will actually say, like, when I did my market, my turtles sold out. Like, I think all my normal turtles did. Turtles are so popular, and I mean, I understand why, but they just like fly off the rack, if you want to say. Oh, okay, I'm definitely looking forward to your video then. I'm always interested to see like what other people crochet and how they do and all of that type stuff. It's always so much fun to see all the variety too. I love to see people's variety and the difference in everyone's patterns, because like even turtles, like there are so many different turtle patterns out there. I like the turtle pattern I use because it's very limited sewing, but I would be tempted to try some of the other turtle patterns. I just don't get asked to make turtles that much. Besides like the turtles I make for markets, I don't get asked to make them. So, but I want to test coming up, maybe some new patterns. Yeah, I agree with the, sorry guys, Skitty's trying to jump in the box. I agree about the holiday theme things. I still have a ghost with my candy corn hat and a witch cat from Halloween, and I have a feeling I'm gonna get stuck with all this Christmas stuff, and if I keep getting closer to Christmas, I'm just gonna honestly give them to like my grandparents. I pattern tested a Christmas gnome from We Crochet Creations, I think, on Instagram, and it was a super cute gnome, but I was like, okay, I don't really want to take like a lot of stuff that was Christmas themed, so I gave my grandparents the gnome, and they absolutely love it. So I might just end up doing that with my Christmas stuff. All from Jade. I need to look up that one. I use one from Ribbler that's essentially the only thing you sew on is the head, but they do come out small. I'd love to make something a little bigger. Hello, Stephanie. Nice to see y'all. Your $50 reindeer sold? That's amazing. There have been so many cute reindeer patterns coming out lately, but I would love some time to like crochet something for myself, but I haven't had that time lately. I think like once I get through December, I really want to just spend a little bit more time making things that I would like to make. But we just gotta get through everything and power through to the next month. Yeah, I've been going to Christmas markets every single weekend. I actually went to one today, and it was so different. Like, they had crochet stuff, but it took me by right field because I'm so used to going to Christmas markets, and honestly, there hasn't been much crochet in my area. There's been like a few every market, but nobody does anything that's like what I specifically do. But when I went to the one today, everyone used cotton yarn or acrylic yarn, which was like so surprising to me. And I've seen this lately. There are some crochet people who literally just do keychains. I know 2 separate people that literally all they do at their booth is keychains. So there was like one person today that was doing like keychains / ornament type thing. And then they also had like some like crochet, but everything was acrylic. There was no Chanel, no anything. And then the other person had dolls, and they were all of those like cotton dolls and everything. So it just took me by surprise. Like, that's not generally a type of crochet that I see at markets, but I have seen, I would say the vast majority of the crochet I've seen at markets that I've been going to have been like a lot of crochet blankets, hats, all that type stuff. So it's definitely been very interesting this year going to my first like winter markets, because last year I never went to winter markets or any markets, and just walking around and seeing the vast difference of crochet that everyone makes. It's been extremely interesting to me. Oh, that's so cool, being in front of a hockey rink. I would freeze though. I hate the cold. Hello, Misty. We're just getting this stream, or yeah, live stream started, and I need to actually see. I got asked to make a baby for one of my axolotls, and so I'm actually thinking that the best yarn might be Premier Parfait. So I was gonna look and see if they have the yarn that I would need in stock. Oh wow, they actually have a lot of colors in stock. I am shocked, but I'm wondering how quickly it ships. That's a good question. I wonder how quickly this yarn ships. They have a lot of, the one thing about Parfait is the colors are beautiful. I only wish that Sweet Snuggles had these colors, because like I feel like that's really the only saving grace of Parfait. I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't feel like there's like a extremely like, oh my god, it's so much better quality than like Sweet Snuggles or Chanel Home or like Himalaya. Like I think really the only reason people like live and breathe Premier Parfait Chunky is just because of the colors, which I 100% understand. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't think there's that much difference, in my opinion. So, let me see. I just put it up on my thing. I'm like reading through the comments because I was on the website. Most of the crochet, yeah, like scrubby towels type things, it definitely seems to be. And I know some people who like will just crochet like Santa hats. That's been very popular. Well, that is amazing, Heather. I'm so happy for you. It's always so nice when hard work pays off, or you can just like be like, oh, I did that. Like my Square sent me my recap for November and I was like, wow, I did that. Can't believe it still. But it's just, it's so nice to get some validation. Well, I am definitely looking forward to your video, Heather. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out for it, because I'm always interested in watching videos and supporting y'all just as much as y'all support me and all that good stuff. And if y'all ever follow me on Instagram, I'll try and follow back. Like I try and follow back right away, but I don't know. I have such a love-hate relationship with social media. So I'm like, I know I need to do it, but I like look at it and I'll, you know, this is actually what I explain to myself, and I tell people all the time when they work with me, like outside of this. I'm one of those people that needs like my phone to alert me 6 hours later that something happened, like a notification, because I usually look at my phone, read it, and then I don't answer because I'm like, okay, I'm busy or I'm doing something, and I put it down. But once I click the notification and clear it, I just forget about it. I'm an extremely forgetful person. So forgetful. So I need that like notification to like remind me a little bit later. Yeah, that's the thing. Like one of my big problems with Premiere is just the size difference. Like I wish somebody had told me beforehand that there is such a noticeable size difference between the two of them. Nobody did when I was starting out, because you like watch all these really big crochet channels and they're just always talking about like, oh, it's so amazing, but then they also have affiliate links, so I'm like, okay, I mean, I get it, but I wish that had been disclosed, because small details I think it's fine, but big details, there's a noticeable difference. And I love Sweet Snuggles Light. I don't have a problem with it. It breaks, it sheds. Sometimes you don't get a good skein, whatever. I mean, that's yarn. It's imperfect, just like me. That's amazing, Heather. That's kind of how I felt when I did that market. I was like, oh my god. I was in like just disbelief, which if you I think joined live earlier this week, I talked about this. They're doing, that same organizer is doing another market on the 16th. I put my vending fee or my vending application in. I haven't heard anything back. I'm hoping they like message back soon, because I mean, it's the 16th. I have done very light market prepping, just like in between things. Like in the morning, I usually start off with something nice, sweet, like an axolotl or a whale or an octopus, and then move on to the customs. But I don't really know like how much time I should be spending, which I might not even get in because it's like a margarita event. So, and I don't even drink, but I was like, okay, I'll do it if I can get in. Yeah, see, that's my problem. I can't tell you how many size 6 yarns, like, I don't understand yarn. How can you have such drastically different sizes? That's been my one confusion. Because, like, there's been a few others that are size 6, and I'm like, okay, what is size 6? Like, who am I trusting out here? I don't know. 2 more markets. Oh, that is... You're brave. I feel like one market enough, or one big market a month would be so stressful. Just like, I would have to curl up and cry after every one. Yeah, I feel like that's how I'm gonna end up being, because I looked vaguely at like this list of possible markets coming up, and it's, first of all, I don't want to do markets that are 4 days in a row, so that's a problem. And some of them, nothing is like close that's been put out so far. Like everything's like an hour away, either north or south. So I just haven't really found anything that I really want to commit to. And I'm trying to like pick organizations that seem to have fairly good marketing, because I don't really want to waste my time just going to every market I can get into, just because there's a lot of factors that go into me being able to leave to do markets just overall. So I just want to try and make certain that every market I go to is like a good decision to do. So I've been vaguely looking, but I don't know when my next like big market will actually be. I'm honestly surprised there aren't more markets being put out now for vendor applications, because everyone used to always tell me like, you have to put your vendor application in super early for some of these markets, but I don't even see January or February or March ones yet for most of them. Like the only thing I see really advanced is this one that does like set markets, and they have their dates so far in advance. But everything else has just been kind of like around me. Yeah, Parfait Chunky is definitely not a 6. I will die on that ship. I've been contemplating actually getting the bulky that they put at a 7, because I'm like, okay, maybe it would turn out to be more like a 6, but I'm a little scared to spend the money to just like test it out. So if anyone else has tested that theory, let a girl know before I go buy this yarn. Yeah, Michaels needs to make red. So here's the thing that also doesn't make sense to me. Sweet Snuggles has like red. Sweet Snuggles, the size 7 or whatever, has more colors than Sweet Snuggles Light, which really doesn't make sense to me, because I feel like more people crochet in Sweet Snuggles Light than the big one, at least that I know. So I wish they would take some of the colors from Sweet Snuggles and bring it down to Sweet Snuggles Light, because it would be so nice to have like a red, an orange, a better brown that's not like dark brown that almost looks black, or like this almost like orange rustic color. So I would love more variety. It would make my life so much better. Hello! Oh, I'm so glad you like my videos and you find them informative. I just feel like I talk so much. My live streams, I just talk so much, so be prepared. Your November, yeah, I was just gonna say, I feel like most people, like, this is, granted, since I've only been crocheting for 5 months, and this is going on my 6th month this month, that market that I just did was like a really big market, but I paid, actually applications didn't even open up. I think they opened up in like October, maybe end of September. So even that was a really short like turnaround time for a market. Hello, oh my gosh, I hope you feel better. Do you know what you're sick with? Because that's like the absolute, I hate feeling sick. Like, it's just, I got sick earlier this year, which I don't even know who was sick. I don't know if it was sinus, like allergy stuff. It was when a lot of leaves were falling, and I just hate, like, when my throat hurts, it drives me insane. Like, I can't sleep if my throat hurts. You're new to yarns. Joann's has some great, better yarns than Hobby Lobby, unless you do acrylic. I would say if you're an acrylic girl, Hobby Lobby is like going to be your best friend. So when I first started out, my first Chanel yarns that I ever got was from Yarn Bee. And I thought that it was like some amazing things. But oh my gosh, the Yarn Bee yarn that I have bought recently, it feels disgusting. I don't know how to, it feels dirty. Like it's, ugh. So I stay away from Yarn Bee now. But Joann's has some like good yarn. I just don't know if they have really a Chanel brand, like a Sweet Snuggles. They have so much more of that textured yarn. Yeah, let's see, I'm crocheting while I speak. It's kind of I've gotten fairly well at double tasking. Sometimes I get a little too much in my head and I have to pause. But we're not doing any complicated patterns today, so I'm just finishing up a few things, and then I want to make something maybe a little easy, just because it's been a rough day. Oh, that's interesting. So we have this like thing here that I just saw that's called like a maker's circle or something. I'm thinking about maybe joining it just because it's like $15 a month or something, but they like advertise you get into all this stuff, you get all these perks. So I'm considering it to just like get myself out there with more organizations. We have some places that like let local vendors or like local craftspeople bring their stuff in to sell, and I would love to like find a way to get into a store like that and have like my own little spot. So I might join it. I'm contemplating. Like, I sit there and I go $15 a month, but then I also sit there and I look at like how many other things I have put myself, or how many times I've spent $15 needlessly for something. So like that's like going out to eat. Like, it doesn't, when I think of it that way, I'm like, okay, then it shouldn't be it shouldn't be a hard decision to decide to like put that $15 towards myself and my business. Like, when you sit back and think of things like that, I'm like, okay, I literally spent $80 today on chocolate. Like, $15 for the little like organization thing should be no problem. I shouldn't have this many conflicting feelings when I spent $80 on chocolate. Oh my god. No Hobby Lobby or Joann's in Canada. Yeah, I mean, Michaels has good selections. I'm just like not sold on Michaels acrylic yarn. Everything else I have no issues with at Michaels. I actually spend most of my money at Michaels. No idea. Oh, that's the worst. Headaches, just like, I don't know. I know there's like something new going around here. I'm so lucky that my days of going like in school are over, because I would be sick I got so sick all the time when I was at school. And I had I'm allergic to the world. So I am like allergic to nuts, dairy, shellfish, just all this type stuff, and I'm like deathly allergic to all forms of nuts. So when I was in school, I was constantly sick. It was the worst. You have to dry. Yeah, so whenever I do nowadays at Michael's, I only go there if I check online and it says like, oh, it's in store. But most everything I do on Michael's now is online shipping, and I just honestly buy bulk yarn so then I can just like not have to worry about it later on, because I do not enjoy feeling like I don't have enough. It really sends me into like overdrive. Ooh, okay, so you're from Canada, Heather, because see, on the other hand, I have bought a lot of things from Canada that I have thoroughly enjoyed because of the exchange rate. I actually did online school through a college in Canada because it was considerably cheaper than college in the US. I saw the exchange rate and I was like, I think I'm onto something. I think I'm onto something because it was considerably cheaper. And I don't think it was a bad like college. I don't think it was a bad college. I think it was a fairly well-known like vet college up there, but it's like local, very few additive chocolates. Like, it was good chocolate, don't get me wrong. I mean, it must have been good. But it was not cheap. But I told myself this is probably the last market I'm going to this year, so like I was like, girl, I can splurge. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I might cry myself later, but it'll be fine. Hello, Jordan. Welcome. You had a market today. Oh, how'd you do, Jordan? Did you have a good day? Hopefully you did. Yeah, ordering from Michael's is like the way to go. Don't even go to the store. And they do free shipping all the time. And just sign up to be a member or whatever, and you will get so much money back at Michael's. My last 2 Michael's orders I've done, I have paid nothing because I've just used my vouchers, and I've done them when they're having a sale. I think I just got 6 or 8 skeins because I needed this particular yarn, and I never bought the bulk order because I very rarely use that yarn. But I got like 6 or 8 skeins and some other yarn, and between like all my whatever little coupons and then the points and everything, I saved like $40. I think I spent $10 for 6 skeins of yarn. It was crazy. I have heard, I can't even say that word, that H word, Hirschners. But I've heard of a lot of people who buy through that. Congrats! That's so good, Jordan. Well, the booth fee is definitely not a horrible booth fee, especially for how much you made. I mean, $75. I don't even know if there's any markets around me that are that cheap. I wish. Yeah, it's the Michael's is like the savior of sales. I hate like Hobby Lobby. I'm like, no sales ever. Premier Basics Chanel. I want to look into that because I want to see if it's softer than Bernat, because I'd love to find a green that's not painful. The last one of Bernat that I got that was dark green, it's excruciating painful for me to crochet with. I got it to make leggy frogs, but I think I'm just gonna have to give it away or something. It hurts me too bad to crochet with. How do I like... So I primarily just use loops and threads, the yarn, because I use Sweet Snuggles Light and Chanel Home Slim. They're the same thing. They're just, I think Sweet Snuggles Light is a lot more like bright pastel colors. Chanel Home Slim, a lot darker colors. But I have no problems with it. I think, some people have problems with Sweet Snuggles or whatever because of the breaking and like the shedding. But I think if you're going to use any type of Chanel yarn like that, you're going to have breakage. It comes with it. It's the joy of dealing with it. All your shows are, I wish. The cheapest fee I have found so far has been about $150 near me. That's been the cheapest one. What? Oh, that's a road trip? That's so cool. Wow, I think maybe where I live, the markets are so expensive. I mean, I didn't really think much of it, but I'm thinking I might be in a very expensive place for markets. Or maybe it's just because I try and do markets that are well marketed. So I don't think they tend to be like ones with like really big organizers. Walmart's Burnett is softer. Like the Burnett brand or their yarn, because I know they have that one brand of yarn. Somebody I watch on YouTube like swears by that yarn. The name is slipping my head. But it's the Walmart one. It looks like Burnett. But it's the Walmart yarn. I have Mainstays. There you go, Mainstays. So I've not used that, but I've seen it. It's fairly cheap, and I've always just been scared because I don't know if it's gonna be soft or not, because that's really my hands are so messed up. I can't crochet in anything stiff. Oh, see, $175 is cheap. Because the one I did in November, which was my first big market, and I'd never done like an actual official market before. I'd only done the farmers market, so I honestly did not know what to expect at all, was $220, and that was for one day. Wow. I need to travel more. I need to stop being so much in the city. Maybe that's my problem. I just hate traveling, so I'm like, I want to do what's convenient, and convenient never seems to be cheap. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out because, so basically what happened with the Burnett, I got it because somebody ripped an eye out of a Luggy frog. So I was like, okay, I'll fix it, but I didn't have any of the green yarn. So I went to Joann's. This was during their Black Friday sale. They only had one skein of the dark green. And I felt it, and I told myself, I was like, I'm not going to be able to crochet with this. But I was like, I got to get this fixed. So that was the pain. So now I have this skein that's like, I don't even want to touch it at all. It hurts me too bad. Rome is an hour. Yeah, I think Rome is actually like an hour for me too, to go there. The market I went to today was in Alpharetta, and I can't remember how much the fee was for it. It had to be in the hundreds. It had to be 100 something. But a lot of my friends did that market. But I was originally looking at doing it, but they required insurance, and the other market I did not require insurance, and I really did not feel like spending the money to get insurance for one market. So I didn't do it. Yeah, Burnett always seems to be on sale. Whenever I go anywhere, it's always on sale. Okay, guys, was I on some secret drug when I made this first one? Because why is there such a big size difference? And where did the extra one I made go? Oh, what in the world? Okay, well, there's a size difference, but I know I have the another ear. This is my third ear. Well, I have all of the parts done for one custom order. So, happy about that. Now, Lee needs to figure out. I just saw somebody message me on Facebook. So, let's look at this. Oh, and I had 2 people from my outside work, my other job, contact me tonight. And I just... that's going to be a tomorrow carry situation. Okay. Facebook Marketplace, the most interesting place in the world. I feel like Facebook Marketplace can be such a good thing, but like sometimes it just kills me. No, you guys aren't distracting me. It's a very welcome distraction. Like I said, I've just been having not a good day, or not a good past couple days. So coming on the live was like, it was my thing. I was like, I need to do that. Like, I wanted to do it. It's a good distraction from my brain. Okay, well, we'll see. This person's reading my message right now. I kind of was planning on not taking any more customs, but we'll see how crazy this is. Let me see. My name is... I never get surprised when people spell my name wrong because it's not my first name and it's just a portion of my full name. So I never get surprised when people, or I don't take any offense to anyone ever saying my name wrong or spelling it wrong. It really doesn't bother me at all. But it was, so my full middle name, I go by my middle name, I do not go by my first name, is Carrington. It's just an old Southern name. So how I think of it is if you have Carrington, which is my name, then you just take the I-N or N-G-T-O-N off. So it's C-A-R-R-I. So that's how you spell it. But I really take no offense on anyone spelling it wrong or anything because that's not how most people spell Carrie. I think the most common way to spell Carrie is C-A-R-R-I-E or C-A-R-R-Y. And I've had some others like K-E-R-I, all that type stuff. I don't take offense to it. It's just, there's so many ways to say it. Mine is just short for my middle name, which is Carrington. Have I finished the bunnies? So, good news. I got most of the pieces done for one bunny. I just have to sew it. It was my plan to sew it today, but I was just like... So, I have a lot, like, with having the ears done, one of my custom orders is done. I just need to sew it together. So, I think tomorrow morning is going to be, like, a sewing day. I'm one of those people that, like, I make all of the parts, and then I just dedicate, like, a morning to sewing because I don't have the brain capacity to make something and then sew it right away. It just doesn't work like that for me. So I have the gray bunny done, and then yellow bunny will be the next one. I'm already making pieces for the yellow bunny, and I'm going to be so happy to be done with these bunnies. And probably if I did them ever again, I would charge way more money because they are taking so much more time than I ever thought they would take, and materials. I did not expect it to be this, like, that much. I don't know. I was so surprised. What an opossum with the gray part different. Okay. I think I can do this, but okay. So my custom, or the one that somebody's texting me about, is an opossum with different, the gray part being different pride flag colors, which I think I can. I just have to see how many rounds there are. I've done rainbow mushrooms and rainbow frogs. So at least it's not something big. I'm trying to take just like small orders right now, or like website orders, and not do anything like crazy, because all my customs right now are just like so complex. I'm so scared to do this car or truck thing. I'm so scared. I had a show today. Yeah. I think it's good to like take some time off for yourself. I'm just, how do I explain this? I think I have problems sometimes because I'm not that old. I literally just turned 23. So I'm a baby. But so much of my life, since I've been like, oh God, just like, I'm trying to think. I've been in some part of my business for years. Like, I started doing this stuff when I was like 14. So years. Sometimes I have so many issues just like looking at myself and like just seeing how things are right now, and they're good. They're good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, I feel like so many other 23-year-olds or 22 aren't doing what I'm doing. So like, I never went to college. I'm like, maybe that would have been fun, like that type of stuff. So sometimes I'm like, so that's one of the things I have thoroughly enjoyed by YouTube. It's just like feeling like I have a little bit more purpose and everything, just because, yeah. I see so many people I know from like school, when I was in school, before I took myself out of school, and it's just like, I'm so extremely different from everyone else that it kind of throws me off. Like, I can't not like everyone. I'm trying to decide what we're gonna make, but I can't decide what we're gonna make. What should we make? Because I finished the thing that I wanted to finish, so what should we make? It's hard not having, I don't want to really get into like a custom. Let's see. Should I make another axolotl? I feel like I'm making my axolotls in my sleep at this rate. Maybe we'll do another axolotl. We'll do another purple axolotl. I have the colors out. Let's see. God, I recently bought some. I have not crocheted with velvet yet, but I want to. It's just so expensive. So expensive. I almost got it when it was the Joann sale, but I showed enough restraint so I could spend that money on chocolate. Yes, I am a wee little one. Oh my gosh, why can't I start this magic ring or whatever chain 2 thing? Mabel that would just like, the Mabel chickens would crush me. I'm never doing another one. I think even if somebody like messaged me and was like, "Can you do this?" I'd be like, "No. No, I can't. I really can't." Time to make. I'm actually making so many horse like this is hello stuffing. This is for a horse. And I have 2 more that I have to make. Horses. So I feel like when I'm done with those, I'm gonna be all horsed out. I'll go back to some unicorns. I haven't done a unicorn in a bit. I think unicorns are more fun too, because then I can do like a lot more variety on colors and make it more like cute. I have started drawing paper. That's smart. When I was doing that really big market, I had like an inventory list that I typed out, because for me, like, once I have like a number, if I say like, oh, I need 4 of each or whatever, then I'm pretty good, because then I'll just sit down and like one or however long I'm crocheting, I'll make like all the items I need to make and just be completely done. But not having a market and then like not knowing if I'm doing that upcoming market's kind of like throwing me off, because I'm not certain what I should be doing. A sparkle Mabel. I saw somebody had like a Mabel they were selling that were just like the craziest colors, and I was like it ended up selling. It has, and I think everyone can charge whatever they want to charge, and I'm like, support you, queen, like do whatever you want. But sometimes I'm like, how would people get the money they're getting for the Mabel chickens? Like, I saw somebody sell one of them today for like $30. It's like, I couldn't hardly, I'm trying to get rid of the ones that I still have left over, and I can't even sell them for like $10. I just want them gone. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Jasmine, I literally just turned 23. Like, oh my gosh. Right before that market I did. So the 15th I turned 23. So, haven't been 23 for that long. Girl, just scratch up the wall. That's fine. Yeah, age is just a number. What I think crochet is like, excuse me, honey, yeah. Crochet is definitely one of those things that like I've met variety of ages, which I think is so cool, because the other things I've done have been like not that way at all. I did a blue Mabel, but it's, oh, that's cool though. I love when things have like a connection to them. That just makes things even better. Chica, I'm right here. You just don't want to go on camera. I don't think the world has ever seen you. It's not Skitty, it's my other cat, Regina. Oh, I've heard of that before. That type of yarn. Special wool ease yarn. I have yet to crochet with wool yarn. I just did cotton the first time the other day. Somewhat, yeah, that's the thing. When I was trying to sell my Mabels, I think I sold mine for like 12. I was shocked that people were selling them for 30, and they were selling. It's like, I'm in the wrong Mabel area. I have not. You know what, Misty? If you want to make a YouTube channel, I say like go ahead, girl. Don't wait. Because look, I have only been crocheting for 5 months. I don't have years under me. I literally have months. And this probably was not the best thing to do, but I like started crocheting on a Saturday, and by the next Saturday, I was taking my stuff to the farmer's market and selling it. Like, just jump into it. and even this YouTube channel, I think I made it. I must have, so I've actually had this YouTube channel in particular for a very long time. Over a year. Yep, over a year. I'm trying to think in my brain. Partially because when I originally started it, I was doing it based off of my podcast, my blog, which is Traveling Pony. But I have not been able to do much podcasting or blog work with crocheting now. But I did have this, and then I think I like pretty soon after I started crocheting, started posting videos. Honestly, the crochet community, and just like I feel like most art communities, are so supportive of people, and like wherever you are and how you grow, like we just want to see everybody succeed. It's not like a petty community. Like being in the horse world and having like my own foot in that world, it just blows my mind away by how supportive like the crochet community is, because I'm so used to people just tearing you down at every opportunity they get. Yeah, Margaret, farm work keeps you young, but also makes you feel old. Because especially when it gets cold, I feel like my body is like achy even more than normal. So like sometimes I'm like, wow, I feel really good, and other times I'm like, oh, maybe not. Yeah, my maples are pretty small. Mine were like my maples were like the size of this, like it was actually smaller than this. And then when I sized up to the last maples I made were like in the Sweet Snuggles, they got bigger, but they were so small. And I'm just trying to get rid of them, honestly, at this point. I think I'm just going to give them a Goodwill. Or maybe donate them to like a charity drive. Huh. See, I wonder if I'm just not making them out of the right material, but like I said, Mabel's been laid to rest. She is not coming back out. Maybe make like a little headstone for the Mabels that just won't make it. They just won't make it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, if you love people, Missy, then even more reason to make a YouTube channel. I understand that sometimes it's like easier said than done, but because I know a lot of people have like stage fright, or maybe not stage fright, but just don't like showing themselves on camera. The more you do it, the better you'll get. I used to like literally hate the way my voice sounded, and then I started, I've always sang, but I started doing like little live performances and stuff on, I don't know if I ever did any live performances on YouTube, but I used to do like live sessions on like Facebook, and then I did so many live like sessions on Discord and just all that type stuff. And as I put myself out there more, it got much easier and I got more comfortable. So just, you know, once you get through the first little bit, you'll be able to power through. Yeah, I look like an abominable snowman too. It's been cold. It's been getting colder here, so I look like so crazy. Yeah, rest in peace to the chicken Mabel. She ain't ever coming back. Congrats, Heather. That's awesome. I think, yes, I hit 700 subscribers the other day, and I was so happy. I was like, Yeah, editing drives me so crazy. So back when I ran the podcast, my podcast did fairly well. And it actually, what am I saying? It did well. But I hated editing podcasts. It would be like 7 hours on some of these podcasts to edit. And I just that's the only reason I stopped doing my podcast was because of the editing. It was just so long. Because these were hour-long conversations. I would bring people in and interview them. If it was me speaking, I didn't have a problem because I would just try and do the most minimal editing. Well, actually, I should say that I don't like it when I breathe. I just need to hold my breath the whole time. Just never breathe again. But I hate the set. When I have a microphone right up on my face, the sound of breathing. So I would spend so much time when I would do the video or the podcast and be like, okay, can't breathe. No breathing's allowed in this household. But the editing on the podcast would drive me crazy. And I have a very nice, expensive mic because of singing. I don't use it for these videos, but I would have a super crisp mic. You could hear everything. Not necessarily a good thing with my breathing, but you could hear everything. And then I'd have people do interviews and it'd be static. Then I have to figure out how to figure out how to make it sound so much better than it was, but it's just complete static. It's guys, please don't do an interview with your gamer headsets on. It's not gonna work. Yeah, I try and minimally edit my YouTube videos. I know some people have amazing quality. I'm literally in my room. I don't have a very fancy place to record. That's my bookshelf back there that's literally probably has 700 books on it, and I just throw them on there because I don't have any space. So it's just this is just me. I'm in my PJs. I'm ready. The moment I end this live stream, I'm just gonna go walk over to my bed and fall asleep. I just try and keep it real. I'm not trying to impress anybody. Well, I get it, Margaret, with the voice thing. I never expected, when I sang, I used to get so many comments about my voice. And it did make me feel better. But then every time I listened to my singing, I'd be like, what? I don't even know. I feel like I should have some old singing videos. Let me do some research. Maybe I can pull one up. I've accomplished so much tonight, y'all. I'm crocheting so fast. That's basically if I have to edit my videos, which y'all don't see, is my cat's flipping. Not Regina, not my cinnamon precious. Oh, Regina, look, I said your voice and you came over here, girl. Regina is my precious child. And she is just the best. The best. But she's completely feral, and if she doesn't know you, she's yeah, if you saw a black cat, that's Regina. So you have seen my most elusive cat. Skitty's hiding because she had to have her medicine. So, but Regina is my baby girl. And so the funny thing is, I had a goat named Regina. And I had a goat also named Snow White. And I don't know how I ended up with 2 Reginas, but I did end up with 2 Reginas. But my my goats were named Regina from, what's that show? Once Upon a Time. I used to watch that show all the time. So I had Regina, the Evil Witch, and Snow White. Those were my goats. And somehow this Regina came about, and She doesn't have a cool story. Skitty, my other cat that y'all see a lot of times in videos, because she's like always up in my business, unless she gets her medicine. Skitty's just a Pokemon. So I named Regina, my brother named Skitty. So yeah, singing is just like, I got asked to do a gig, but it was going to be the same day as that market that I kind of signed up, and I was like, okay, I don't know. Can I do it? Okay, let's see. What's your favorite animal? Favorite animals, so hard. I'm around animals. My job is to be with animals. So I think it depends on the day. I have a really soft spot for cats, but it'd either be cats or horses. Or my one dog. Only my one dog. He has my heart. Good night, Heather. Yeah, I know. I'm like looking at the clock and I'm like, oh, it's 9:03. That's my only thing I hate about the 8 o'clock live streams, is just because I have like no self-control and I never stop talking. That well, I hate that 9 o'clock always appears so quickly, because I'm like, can never stay up super late. But I guess let's look at this Premier Parfait Chunky, and we're gonna decide what colors girls should get. They have pretty much every color in stock. I'm honestly really surprised. The only colors they don't have is black, sunshine, poppy. Okay, I have poppy. And teddy bear, which I feel like teddy bear is always out of stock. I was actually gonna buy this on Amazon, but it's like much cheaper to buy on the website. But I'm just wondering how quick it's gonna get to my house. That's my concern. I'm worried that it might not get to my place in time. I know, I've been wanting to go to bed forever. See, I'm on Eastern time scared. Eastern time zone. Oh my gosh, it just shows you how late. So, but getting up every morning at like 4:50, just like, it kills me. I can go to bed so early. What's an animal you're scared? So, I feel like everyone's scared of spiders. I don't really have an issue with spiders. I don't really know if there's an animal I'm like, oh, I take that back. I'm scared of sharks, and I'm scared of alligators. I will not get in any body of water that is not a pool. So, I'm scared of the ocean. So, anything that lives in the ocean, or anything that lives in a swamp, so fish, crabs, dirt, or sand, any of that stuff I'm scared of. I have the biggest fear of like open water and something I can't see. Nope, I'm never getting in the water. I'm never getting in the ocean. Which is so funny, because I just like, I despise the ocean or the beach. I just like, that's my personal hell. Yeah, I'm looking at ordering from Premier, because I have somebody who wants to get a baby axolotl, and so I feel like with Premier's purple, I can definitely make it smaller than my current ones. And then I do have a custom order for this like truck that I don't have. So like a majority of the truck needs to be made out of the really, really bright red that is Premier. So I'm just wondering if maybe I just need to go ahead and buy the remaining colors for Premier, because if I have to use Parfait Chunky as like a accent piece or something, I don't think the size difference is like extremely noticeable. But if I have to do like a whole very large piece in Premier, I do get a little bit worried it's definitely a noticeable difference. Like, the proportions are not going to be right. So I just think I might end up, oh, I don't really want to, but I feel like I might just end up getting the colors that I need for the truck. But I'm trying to remember how, I can't remember how long it took for them to ship my last order. I really don't order from this. I think I've ordered from Premier once. Yeah, I've ordered once. Because I had to get orange for a fox. Besides that, I've not ordered from the actual Premier website. I've ordered off Amazon, but Amazon is like considerably more expensive. So I'm just... And I don't think they have every color I need. I'm pretty much like, spiders don't bother me. Oh my god, I probably have had so many spiders crawl on me just working in a barn. I don't even want to imagine how many have been on me. Yeah. I wish I had that day, Margaret. I'm still not at the point where I can have a day I can crash. Even when it rains, I still end up getting up early. But usually when it rains, my days are much easier because I'm not riding my horse. All right. Well, I guess. Oh gosh, am I gonna have to get new colors for this? Oh, it's never ending. The colors. I just need Sweet Snuggles. How do I get Sweet Snuggles to make more colors? Should I just like email them and be like, please, I'm begging you. You can have my first, no, you can have all of the Mabels in the world if you just make more colors. They aren't, well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm in Georgia, so like, I'm not that far from NC. I'm thinking maybe if I can get the order in like tonight or tomorrow, it would be in within a week. And I probably would be like at a week before I can start them anyway. Decisions. And I got some other things in. I started painting my own eyes. So I got some really, really beautiful stuff to paint some eyes. So I'm waiting for that to come in too, because that's going to be one of the things I want to try when I get into, or like after Christmas, is painting the eyes. But I don't want to do like the bland, generic, boring ones that I see on Instagram. And I'm not trying to say that they're bland, but like, I don't want to just do glitter. I want to paint. I used to paint all the time. I feel like I can paint on some eyes. I'm going to make themed eyes. So like maybe like a little sunflower or like a daisy or like something like I just have a lot of ideas. So I bought some nicer glitter as the backdrop that I'm going to try, but I don't think it's shipped yet. So that's kind of putting me in like a little, I wanted to get something done for this one custom order, but I don't think I'm going to get what I wanted in time because I don't think it's been shipped. Yeah, it has not been shipped, so that's a shame. How is it going? Well, the painting eyes, I've only painted one pair of eyes, and I don't think it went bad. I just didn't like how it looked. So I think for like a normal thing, I can easily use it. It ended up being gold with some small like little flakes of pink, but I wanted more. So the painting I'm used to doing is acrylic based and pastel, so you do so many layers. It's like all about layers and building up color, which I'm thinking these eyes maybe aren't that. Like, I don't think you get a ton of layers. Yeah, I'm used to being like, when I used to paint model horses and do competitions, like a single piece would be 150 layers of like pastel, airbrush, oils, acrylic. So like you had a lot of time that you put in each piece to like really build up like a good color, really rich highlights, all that type stuff. I'm thinking the eyes are not going to be that way. So I'm trying to figure out how I can build up a really nice color and I think a much more condensed amount of steps. I just have to play around with it more. I bought a lot of like blank eyes that I'm just waiting to get in because I've never bought through AliExpress, but pretty much everything I've heard is AliExpress takes forever, so I'm just waiting on those eyes, and then I'm gonna play around with it more after Christmas. Because I was thinking maybe I could, like, I want to maybe do a Patreon at some point. So I was thinking maybe like a perk of the Patreon would be like you'd access more behind the scenes stuff, more podcasts, because I have the whole podcast set up, and then like maybe if you got like on the $5 tier or something, you would get a pair of safety eyes that would be painted, or you could choose out of all these things and, you know, do stuff like that. Like, I've thought about it. I'm trying to think of ways to just... So when my hands hurt really bad from crocheting, I can do something else. Yep, basically. But I want to do more with the safety eyes, and like I see... So a lot of people, what I see is they just do glitter. I don't want to just do glitter. Like, I'll probably start out with glitter, but then at the end, I want to paint more. So, like, think of it in the regards, like, if you've seen the felt eyes that I used for those sunflower cows, I want to have, like, a little bit more personality like that. So, like, if I was going to use safety eyes for, like, my sunflower cow, I want to be able to paint maybe, like, one little sunflower like on the actual eye, and then maybe back it up with some type of glitter or something that's like kind of a light gold or maybe a darker gold, like contrasting colors to really make it pop, and then as well show off that sunflower. So I've thought about things like that. Like, it's just making it translate to a small area. So if I can figure it out, I think it will be really, really nice. I think it's going to take time. So I'm trying to get like all the supplies. And then I think once I get through Christmas and I have such a large break, then I can really like fine tune things, kind of put that idea onto a safety eye. And so that's what I was thinking. Well, maybe if I can do that, then if I ever wanted to have like the Patreon or something, I think it's how you say it, Patreon. Have like a tier that if you signed up every month, you would be able to choose what safety eyes you would get, and you would get that safety eye for that month. Like, trying to think just of things like that. Or like do like I think some people do like a plushy thing. I don't know if I would do that, but just trying to like expand in other ways. But I think if I can translate the ideas that are all in my head onto paper, or like onto that, I think it'll be very pretty. But the question is just like here, I used to paint a ton, and I used to do very small details, but I do have hand tremors, so sometimes too many small details really makes my hand like shake even more than normal. So I just have to like find like, I thought I got some stuff for it, but I thought maybe having like I'm not certain what animal it would be, but maybe a plushie that was like a dark kind of blue or something, or like some type of form of blue, and then maybe painting the eyes with like tons of just like little golden stars, and then doing the glitter background or something as like a deep blue, maybe something like a deeper color so it would kind of look like Starry Night, and then have the body, you know, whatever color I want to do, and make it kind of contrast. There's like a lot going on. So I bought some nicer glitter for it, and then I bought the safety eyes, but I think that's just kind of like my plan. Like, I don't want to do the generic eyes that I see on Instagram where people just like literally slap some glitter on it and call it like hand painted. Like, I want to have a hand actual painted element, but yeah, patience is not my virtue. I'm getting a little bit better at it. I think I'm gonna be very frustrated, because I do get really frustrated when my hands don't work or I'm like doing a lot of small details. But I'm trying to not, like, I want to make content that's like interesting for y'all, and I don't know how much like my crochet stuff is really interesting. So I was thinking of like, oh, maybe that. I've thought about getting into sewing next year, but I'm not certain if I would have time to do everything. So just my thoughts, my rambling, kind of some of my plans. And I would, of course, take everyone on the journey and like videotape, or maybe like once I get things in, we'll do live streams where we'll like paint the eyes, make all that fun stuff. I mean, honestly, I got some of these like really big eyes that I don't use that I could probably play around with the idea before I got the other eyes, because they're going to be smaller. I think the hardest thing with these ones, I think I got standard eyes like this, and then the offset eyes is, I think, the only issue that'll be difficult to figure out with this is going to be the pupil, because you really don't have a lot of space to work around. But I have tiny brushes. I used to paint little model horses that are like this big, so I feel like it's not the smallest surface in the world, but it's not going to be an easy surface. And I'm uncertain how well acrylic based paint will actually stick. Like, I feel like I'd have to be very careful about smearing. So maybe we will test it out with this big eye right here. And then maybe what I'll do is, if I can figure it out, is maybe I'll just give it away to y'all. Might be something on like Instagram that I'll post and just be like, hey, if y'all want to get this thing, maybe I'll do a little raffle or whatever. And if it turns out all right, if it turns out like crap, I'm not going to give it away, because I feel like that'd be bad. But thank you, Margaret. Yeah, I try and have a pretty easy personality. But good night, Missy. Well, don't worry. It's actually 9:21 for me, and I have to get up at 4:50 tomorrow. So I will probably be joining you. Well, alright, guys. So we'll probably be wrapping up the stream, so then that way I can go order this yarn and then off to bed, because I have to get up at 4:50. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little stream. Thank you guys to everyone who's come out and watched the stream. I always enjoy being able to talk to y'all and see y'all, and it's always good, and I love it, and it's just so much fun for me. So I'm gonna be finishing up a few customs tomorrow, so I'll probably be posting them on Instagram, and maybe I'll paint an eye. Maybe we'll try it. I think it could be fun. I might just give it away to one of y'all. We'll see. But I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you within the next couple of days. Either a live stream or a crochet with me video. One of the two. So let me see if I can figure out how to turn this live thing off, because I like never can figure out how to do this. Whoa. Okay. Well, have a good night, everyone. Have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay. This button. And